Okay. Welcome. Been a little while. Haven't really had a chance to play any of the new set. I've been watching some people get their hands on some of the different stuff that's been going on in the format and watched Nice. What's up? Welcome. Watched, some of the Pro Tour and obviously got a sense of kind of what's been going on with the format, but not really sure exactly what I want to settle into for a list at this point. This is kind of what I think I'm going to run as my first test. I continue to just be in love with Psychic Frog. I think it's a really cool card, and even if other people tell me it might suck, I'm definitely just going to test it until I make that decision for myself. For Psychic Frogs, I know they're pretty good with Murktide Region. Obviously, I've seen some people, have some success. I think, who was it? Maguchi had some success on a Dimir list that wasn't running Shadows more recently, and I think that video is supposed to come out on his channel sometime soon. So I'm interested to see how that will play out. But obviously, I'm a Death Shadow player, so want to be able to kind of run through what Shadow could look like in a similar type of list. This is kind of what I've been brainstorming over the last 3 weeks while I've been kind of away. I noticed Mike, or the Control Freak, he's been on Force of Negation in the main, and watching some of his content, I think Force of Negation is a pretty interesting option right now. I mean, I know he's been playing Tamiyo a lot, so I think obviously when you're drawing as many cards as Tamiyo can let you draw, and especially in the builds that are looking to flip her super early, Force might be a little bit better there, but I still want to try it in something a little bit more traditional, or what I've typically played. Still like Brain Surge. At this point, I haven't had the opportunity to play or cast any Harbingers of the Seas, so not sure if it's the right call right now, but I just want to play with it just to finally do it. Orchestra Masters in the sideboard, don't know if that's the right call, but they're still a really good card. So at the end of the day, I want to have access to them. 4 might be excessive in the sideboard, but I do think Consigned to Memory as a 3-of is a good card. Stern Scolding still seems to have its place. Probably consideration for a 3rd Toxic Deluge, but I'm not 100% certain at this point. And then, Stone of Eric gets rid of Flage on its ETB as it has to die. So that's one of the reasons that it's in there, but obviously it's also still good against any of the scam decks and just general graveyard hate. So I think I'd rather have Stone of Eric for that reason for now. Again, not 100% convinced it's the right call, but I think this is the 75 that I'm most comfortable running for now, and at least testing with, and then building off of that. So we'll jump in and see how it goes. How's your day going there, Pay? Jarvis_me, 14 undefeated trophies. Jeez. I imagine they have to be on Nadu, maybe Ruby Storm. Nice to see Theppen Sword, or is it the Pen Sword? I never know, but content creator from years ago who I think has kind of walked away from YouTube and content creation just to continue to kind of play the game casually. But awesome to see them, back on the top of lists. I think they were pretty traditionally a kind of Blue Moon player, so definitely a world that I've enjoyed in the past. Okay, so I think I'm gonna keep this. I mean, we've got extra lands to pitch to Psychic Frog, interaction, and of course Murktide's Psychic Frog hand in hand. So I think this is a good place to start testing to see if it's actually worth a list like this. Alex Bata, hello, hello. Yeah, Ali's dad's coming to town. Depending on what time he gets in, we might go check that out. Appreciate the heads up. Another psychic frog. Okay, that's not bad. We can take that. Who's all going, Bata? Flare of Denial. Okay, well, Cathartic Reunion. That's an easy one. They just have absolutely nothing going on, so I'm sure they're pissed about that Thoughtseize. But no complaints from my end. Please no Thoughtseize bug. Thank you. Well, I mean, I'm going to go fetch out an island. All right. Thanks for stopping by and giving me the heads up. Enjoy the rest of the day there, Bata, and we might see you tonight. We'll see. All right. So, get the frog out. Otherworldly Gaze. Sure. Good draw for them. I mean, they still don't have much going on, but this can definitely get out of hand pretty quick. What I do love about this hand is, okay, Creeping Chill, another Gaze. I guess they like one of the cards on top of their library. Hey, thanks for stopping by. As always, enjoy the grocery shopping, and hopefully the playback is worth the watch, and you're able to get some good insight into some of the changes that have been going on. All right, Frog gets to hang in. This is where it really shines. No interaction whatsoever. Okay, we're now drawing a lot of lands. I think. So I haven't found a Death Shadow. I can just pitch these lands. I can obviously shrink my library one extra card by fetching. I think I'm just going to fetch Island. Yeah, I'm going to fetch Island. And then I think this turn we just get in for one. No, we'll get in for two. Discard this Marsh Flats. 1, 2, 3, 4. See what we draw. Yeah, Gaze, that's fine. See what we draw, and then realistically make a decision. I assume I can just get a Murktide down as a 4/4. It's not great, but obviously anything that we do from here with exiling frogs or with frog is all gravy, so we can grow that Murktide region pretty quickly. I mean, if I hit, I guess technically it would have made sense to maybe just put the Watery Grave in case I do draw a Thoughtseize. But typically Thoughtseizing against Dredge isn't the best thing to be doing anyway. Alright, so they've got a Stinkweed Imp in there. That's fine. Alright, get in for two. Draw card. Consider. Alright, that's a great draw. So, Preordain, we will top that, keep it, play our Murktide Regent as a 5/5, and now we are absolutely cruising. So as long as we don't get got by just a bunch of Creeping Chills, feeling pretty good about this. Flyers are a massive, massive upgrade in this matchup, being able to get over stuff. Yep, Thought Scour yourself, sure. Narcomoeba, that's fine. Deep deep analysis. Draw 2 cards. So dredge a bunch of cards, I guess. There's a Creeping Chill. Okay. At 8. Counterspell. Probably a good draw. So I want to, question is, do I just want to put Frog out with Counterspell backup? Probably, but I don't think I want to be going down to 6. So I'm going to swing now, see if I hit a land. But realistically, this Otawara is just going to be what goes. Another Murktide Regent. Okay. It's tricky. I don't believe they have, what is this? Draw 3 cards, discard 3. Yeah, no. They do have Conflagrate. Yeah, so I don't want to be putting myself in a weird situation where I just die to something stupid. So I'm going to put a Frog out and hold up Counterspell. And then realistically, potentially get into a spot where I can win the game next turn. Representing 8 damage, need 4 more. I've got 4 cards in hand. Obviously this Counterspell will get cast, but I'll be able to grow stuff. So if I can remove this Narcomoeba, I'm feeling pretty good. Conflagrate, yeah. Three Stinkweed Imps, a Thug. Oh yeah, they've got Flare of Denial. Okay, so we can save the Murktide Regent. Oh yeah, this is great. Man, this is crazy. Alright, so yeah, that happens, and then I go pitch Murktide here. I go pitch Watery Grave here. Exile 3 cards. Beautiful. And that is the power of Psychic Frog. And why I love it. And why no matter how much someone's going to tell me it sucks, I'm going to disagree with them. Stone of Eric. So they're like a blue-red version. So I don't think Harbinger of the Sea is actually that good here. Yeah, all hail the frog indeed. I love the frog. It's also just really cool art. They don't really draw cards. Orcish Bowmaster isn't doing too much, so I think I just want Toxic Deluge. And let's see here. Brain Surge is a little aggressive. I could see cutting Dismembers and a Thoughtseize probably. Yeah, I think I'm good with that. That was an awesome showing. Dredge is a rough matchup, especially game 1. Obviously my opponent, was very much banking on not having their hand removed, or their key card from their hand removed on my turn 1, but still, it's very hard to fight through Dredge once they get going, and they still had quite a bit of opportunity to get going and had exactly what I needed. So that's really cool interaction that I love to see. I'm going to hold on to this. It's a little bit risky, but Preordain might get me into what I need to. I've got multiple threats. I've got a Drown Walk. Drown is typically, unless they have an Oxybagoonist to remove 3 yard, Drown is a pretty good card to have. Obviously, I'd love some graveyard interaction here, but I'm not going to mulligan aggressively when I've got a pretty playable 7. Okay, all into the graveyard. The golem, they've got nothing to dredge. Just gonna go with a preordain off of an island here. There's a Stone of Eric. Question is, do I want that Brain Surge after? Starting to feel like maybe I do, because like this Drown the Lock is gonna be good. This might end up coming back to bite me in the ass, but I like Brain Surge too much to not at least continue to test it. That's what we're here to do, you know? Okay, so they do have some green in there. Narcomoeba as a hard cast. Okay, Stone of Eric's gonna look good. I still don't think I'm in a rush to do any damage to myself. I guess I could use the Fatal Push. I'm not going to do anything after the Stone of Eric, so I'll shock in. If I can get this Narcomoeba out of here, it allows me to start swinging in with Murktide. Flare of Denial. Okay, yeah, that's a card I got to remember exists now. You got it. Could have held off a turn. That's too bad. That's too bad. Otherworldly Gaze, okay. I guess, yeah, them ditching a Flare of Denial kind of should have indicated that they would have had that, but it's still, I'm still so new to the format at this point. Wasn't giving it any consideration, but seeing that they put one in their graveyard, that should have been something that I was thinking about. Oh well. Doesn't end up really looking like it's going to punish me. They've only got 2 cards in hand. I'm going to have this Brain Surge in their end step, which I am very excited about. And again, there probably actually made sense to play the Swamp out. That was a mistake. Would have had Push and Drown in the Lock. Now I just have Drown in the Lock, Brain Surge as my only 2 options here. So, bit of a bad sequence, but a little rusty. 3 weeks off. Target player draws 3 cards, then discards 3 cards. I can't do anything about that. Okay, so they just put a bunch of dredgers in the yard. Oh no, just a Stinkweed. Otherworldly Gaze. I think... Part of me wants to incentivize being able to just draw a bunch of stuff for my Brain Surge here. If I can find another Stone of Eric that feels better. Yeah, you can have your Otherworldly Gaze. You only have 1 card in hand. Mathieu. As always, appreciate all of you guys that, you know, consistently come in and hang out, even if it's just for a minute, and then check it out later. Love the little community of dedicated people coming in to hang out and see what's going on with the deck. So appreciate you stopping in, leaving a comment, and enjoy your evening. And I look forward to whatever you have to say once you've had a chance to read or watch the playback. Okay, getting a little locked. That's a lot of Death Shadows. That will not do much. So you can go back. I'll just continue to draw them. That sucks. Yeah. And I can't even... Boy, this sucks. Alright, I think I'm going to hold up Drown the Lock for 1 turn. It's not great. I mean, my other option is just tapping 4 and playing a Murktide Regent, but that doesn't seem fantastic. Mind you, they're probably just going to do stuff that I can't interact with on the stack. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe this Drown the Lock will be useful. Creeping Chill Narc. Okay, they're getting back. 1, 2, yeah. Yeah, this is a problem. Otherworldly Gaze. Alright, well. Gonna drown that. Just need to be filling up my graveyard so I can get a big Murktide Regent out to start, having some type of effect here. But at this point, I feel like this game is probably not going to go my way. Oops, sorry. Yep. Yo, Xavier, what's up? It's been really good. If you catch the playback of this, game 1, it was insane with Murktide and 2 frogs out. Was able to protect my Murktide Regent, pitch some cards. It was beautiful. Okay, doing this again. I can't do anything about it. Go ahead. This seems like it's going to go their way. But yeah, I love the frog. Love everything it brings to the deck so far. Don't know if 4 is a little overkill, but this is definitely where I want the deck for now for testing. Alright, sorry about this. There's a tiny little baby jumpy spider on my microphone, and it's tripping me out. Yeah, you get all those things. I can't interact with any of it. Murktide Regent can come down as a 6/6. Alright, well, now these Death Shadows are going to look good. As much as I got Brain Surge locked there. Multiple. Okay, settle down with the Creeping Chills. Is that 3 of them so far? Yeah, 3 Creeping Chills. So, swinging for 9, 10, 11. Oh, do they have... yeah. At this point, I am tempted to push a Narcomoeba because I'm going to need to... Yeah, I think I need to push a Narcomoeba here, which, I mean, that's brutal, but I need double black for my Death Shadows. They also had 3 Cephalid Colosseums. Super dead. I'm super dead. Don't think there's anything I can draw out of here. I mean, Deluge for 1 still leaves them with 2 prized amalgams on the battlefield. So then they've got an Ox. Yeah. Yeah. Consider graveyard. Might as well Thoughtseize for some information and kill ourselves. Stinkweed. Oh, I guess, yeah, they just dredged 3 Stinkweeds. I should have known that. I'm not paying attention to what's going on in the game log. Alright, so do I want to change anything? I mean, Consigned to Memory technically... Oh, no, it's activated ability, so it doesn't hit that. maybe I'm not giving enough credit to Harbinger of the Seas, given how good Cephalid Coliseum was for them there. So maybe I bring in the Harbingers and take out a push and a Thoughtseize. Sure. We'll run it back like that. Just such a cool card. Such a cool card. I was able to also pick up 2 Tamios. I had bought into some Shukos at like 30 ticks or something, or 30 cents worth of ticks, and then was able to sell them for like $14 worth of profit right around the end of the Pro Tour before they plummeted again. So looking forward to playing with some Tamios here soon. Force of Negation, Deluge, Sink into Stupor. I'm very tempted to keep this off of the power of Deluge to just wipe away a board. Tamio, most people have been on 3 that I've seen. At least Mike, I don't think you know who Mike is, but he goes by the Control Freak in one of his servers on Discord. And he's been on 3 and seeing a lot of success with it. And I think 3 is probably the right amount because they do get a little bit too much once you've drawn, your 3rd or 4th. And the deck's typically built in a way that you're going to just draw a shit ton anyway. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to keep this. It might be wrong, but Force of Negation, Toxic Deluge, I've got a Murktide Regent. Should I be able to get to the point of actually casting it? Gemstone Caverns. Okay. I'm fine to pitch this Sink into Stupor to Force of Negation if I absolutely need to. I'll fetch down a Watery Grave here tapped. Do a little bit of thinning. Otherworldly Gaze, you got it. Can't respond to that. Ooh, baby. Okay. That was pretty good. Three Otherworldly Gazes in the graveyard. Do I care about another one? No, you're just going to have a bunch of those. I've got a board wipe. I basically just need to make sure, I guess, Flare of Denial, man. They're already through 2. But that's a pretty big pickup for Dredge. Okay, so that's 3 Flare of Denial into the graveyard. So maybe they have one in hand now. Fetch Watery Grave. I've got a Marsh Flats. Go get my Swamp. Thoughtseize. Yes. Thoughtseize. I will fetch Swamp off of Marsh Flats. Pick your poison. Goodbye. Alright, so you can build up a big board. I will be happy to wipe it away. Coliseum is the draw. Wow. Good for you. Good for you, opponent. So they've dredged Stinkweed Imp and then just discarded it a bunch. So it's some pretty powerful stuff. if Dredge is going to be back on the menu, I definitely want to maybe reorient the sideboard a little bit more, but I'm not sure how much it will be. I actually can't believe that was their draw. That was phenomenal for them. Swamp. So I guess I have to shock myself. Deluge for 3. This isn't great. Deluge for 3. Wipe your board. Don't tell me Flare of Denial is in your hand. Okay. So hopefully I can force something here, but they've got Stinkweed Imps to dredge off of. Oh my god, they hit Chill and Narcomoeba? Come on, man. You have to be kidding me. Alright. Deep Analysis. Force, Pitch, Sink. That's only 2 Creeping Chills out of their deck. So there's the stone. Wonderful. Wonderful timing. What a shame. Well, I don't think my opponent could have gotten any more fortunate off of some of their draws. I mean, obviously it's a bad matchup, but that Colosseum off the top after I thought seized, just ridiculous for what they had in hand. So, is what it is. Is what it is. And then I was able to play a couple of sealed events. I had a bunch of play points and wanted to see what I could open up. And I 5-0'd the last sealed event. Had a Flage and an Ajani in my opens. So pretty busted stuff. Got to sell some stuff and convert it into a couple more things for Dimir here. Want to get one more Tameo. I'm going to be running Mike's list at some point. I think, where is it here? I guess it's probably somewhere down in the not finished. Dimir. There it is. So yeah, at some point I will give this list a run. I have a Force of Negation. Force. Get in there. All right. See if this goes a little bit more smooth. Good luck. I mean, Fatal Push, Counterspell. I'm happy with this. Murktide as a threat. Hopefully I can find maybe one more land or something, but should be able to cruise a bit. Zav, I don't know if you're still in here, but has there been anything that you've been looking at building at this point? Just going to fetch down a Watery Grave tapped. I don't have a shadow. I'm not going to play too aggressively. They could be a burn deck. I doubt it, but you never know. Okay, so this is definitely a Flage deck, right? This is Boros Energy or something. Again, still kind of getting used to the format and trying to identify what's going on, but I'm pretty sure that's your pretty typical Boros Energy opener if you've got nothing going on. Oh, okay, maybe not. Ruby Storm it is. They do play Flage, though, if I'm not mistaken, as like an alternate win condition. We will counterspell that. Okay, so fetch, shock, consider, play to Murktide, and have pitched Force of Negation available. I've actually really been liking the one of Force. I'm gonna keep the Psychic Frog, I think. Yeah, I want that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I apologize if the mouse clicking is a little bit loud. I really do have to change my mouse. Oh yeah, that's right. You were talking about Is It Wizards, eh? Yeah, that's sick. E-Tron? Honestly, E-Tron seems like it's capable of keeping up to even the super fast decks that have, like, you know, Ruby Storm and whatnot. You've got the ability to kind of mess with them. Ren's Resolve. Now the question is, and I think it's right to pitch Frog to force have Counterspell push back up. And just try and ride this Murktide out. I think that is the best play. As much as I want that card advantage, I'd much rather have Counterspell in a matchup like this. Stubborn Denial, really good pickup. That draw actually does make that last play a little bit worse, but oh well. Definitely don't put Stubborn Denial as the draw off the top of the deck there. It's only 2 in the list. Ritual, I don't think I care. Go ahead. Ruby Medallion, no, you can't have that. Okay, still 3-turn clock. Drown the Lock. All right, Counterspell is just coming off the top. The beauty of Death Shadow decks, just kind of protect the queen, have a bunch of interaction. This is also the reason why I think Dimir is best placed in the format. Like, again, I haven't really played since Modern Horizons 3, so could just be wrong, but at least up until then. I am going to just counter this. No, yeah, I have to just counter this, because if they have a land or something and then go to flip it, and then I don't get to Fatal Push it because they win the flip, it's just brutal. I guess they're missing their land there, though, so. They're going to need a very big turn here to pull away the win. Pyretic Ritual. I just counterspell this now. There's nothing that you can do. So Stone of Eric, right? They do flash, but I still traditional kind of storm wins. think Harbinger of the Seas is good here. And then, I don't know, Consigned to Memory is... I mean, technically it hits the Storm trigger. It seems excessive, but... Alright, so Brain Surge comes out. Brain Surge comes out. I think realistically a... A Dismember. I think 3 Consigned to Memory is probably just too much. And then probably a Frog and trim on Preordained Consider. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Genuinely no idea if Harbinger of the Seas is going to be good here, but it seems like it should be okay. Mind you, I guess maybe they probably just play enough basic lands that it's not the right call. Haven't looked at one of their lists, so might have just been the wrong decision. This is fine. Shock that in. I certainly can't say I'm excited to run up against turn 2 Trinisphere, or technically turn 1, I guess, if they're on the draw sometimes, which is pretty wild. Okay, so still just doing not much. Definitely don't need that. Gonna get a land anyway. Alright, counterspell. Play out the island. They're continuing to do not much, so I assume they're trying to build up like just a decent amount of mana. I'll play out the Marsh Flats and go fetch a tapped Watery Grave probably. Like, I'm not going to put myself in a situation where their Grape Shot just becomes easier. Although if they're popping off, they're probably just able to get me for like 20 anyway, but until I find a shadow, I'm fine being a little bit more conservative with my life total. Reckless Impulse, that's a counterspell. And then if you go for anything else, I have answers to it. Beautiful. Argument to letting this resolve and letting them draw the card, but I don't think I will. Okay, deck. We can settle down just a little bit on the lands. Kind of feels like anything other than a land is a good draw at this point. Now I will just hold off on cracking this Polluted Delta so I can play out a Death Shadow when I need to. It'll be a measly little 3/3, but that's fine. Force of Negation. We'll continue to hold on this Watery Grave. Arena of Glory, that's the Exert, yeah. Okay. Mike, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, they've been, I mean, first match was against Dredge. Still a brutal matchup. Certainly not sideboarded for it. I do have 2 Stone of Eric's in there, and then, you know, 2 Toxic Deluge, but yeah, my opponent gassed me out games 2 and 3, but I was able to get there. Is this Orum's Chant? It is. Yeah, I accept that it's just going to be a bad matchup and move on. But I did have a pretty sweet situation where I had 2 frogs out and a Murktide. They tried to remove a 5/5 Murktide with Conflagrate for 5, and I was able to pitch my hand and then exile my graveyard with a frog to save it and swing for lethal next turn. So that was pretty cool. Orange Chant, yeah, I just have to counter this. And then I've really been liking Force of Negation as an option. I saw that you were having some pretty good success with that. So I've got one in the main. I'm definitely considering putting at least one more in the sideboard. So I think I'm supposed to just let Ritual go. Excuse me. Ruby Medallion. Yep, you can have that. 2 cards in hand. I have to assume they've got flashback here. Okay. Galvanic Relay. What the hell? Yeah, exactly. Being able to tap out and still know that you have the ability to protect something is very big right now, especially with all of the removal being pretty instant sorcery based. Solitude is not something that's really on the menu these days from what I've been seeing. So I really like it. What the hell, man? I can't do much about this. I guess you just get to storm off. That's pretty sick. And they found a Past in Flames. So Force of Negation on that Past in Flames will be huge. Yeah, also the Exile Clause. That's one thing I also forget about. All right, nice. So holding on that Watery Grave, and then this fetch has been very nice, and that's why we do that. Want to be able to get out of Death Shadow when it matters, but also not put ourselves in a situation where we're accidentally dead to something by just being too aggressive if we don't find a shadow. But yeah, man, congratulations on obviously the great finish. I was watching that last video of the actual, what was it, a challenge or a super challenge? I can't quite remember. The deck looks sweet. Looking forward to playing Tamiyo. I've got one of your builds queued up. I need to pick up 2 more Force of Negation and a Tamiyo to make it happen. But yeah, it looks pretty sick. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to running into Flage, but I did put Stone of Eric in the sideboard specifically as the Exile Clause, so you don't even have to like deal with a graveyard too much. If they cast it, it just disappears. As much as I love to Fatal Push this, I don't love that winning flips matters, so gonna counter. Still got Force up. Sure, have your Manamorphose. Another, okay. Manamorphose, so that's cool. Just don't do anything else too crazy so I can force this Past in Flames. And I'll be just fine, opponent. One card in hand and a Past in Flames available to them. So they go for that. I will let them decide if they want to flip that before doing anything. They probably do this time. I don't know. I guess they have to win, right? No, they lost the flip. Okay, cool. All right. Force of Negation coming in clutch. Another reason to love it. Exile Clause. Goodbye. I'm sorry, what? They had another? That was in their hand? Come on, dude. Come on. You gotta be kidding me. Alright, storm off, opponent. That is brutal. Honestly, that's what it was like against the Dredge opponent too. They had 2 Stinkweed Imps in hand, and nothing else going on, and they just top deck a Cephalid Coliseum and absolutely sewered me off of it. So, you know, sometimes it's just the way it goes. But, you know, what are you going to do? I'm assuming I'm more or less deterministically dead here, but I don't know. I don't want to just concede in case they completely manage to whiff here. Orm's Chant, go for it. Oh, and there's Grape Shot. All right, cool. All right, opponent. Good for you. How has Consigned to Memory been for you in this matchup? Like, I know it hits the trigger. I feel like 3 is excessive. And then Bowmaster, I mean, they have some slight amount of card draw, but I don't think it's enough to warrant bringing a Bowmaster in. And I'd rather have the Frog in there to pitch to Force of Negation. So I think I'm going to run this back. Yeah, that makes sense. I'll dump them as well. I kind of figured they were pretty poopy. So I'll bring another Frog back in, and I guess I'll bring in a Preordained to find what I need. Harbinger of the Seas. Yeah, this is definitely a keep. Preordained kind of has to find me a threat. I can go fetch out my swamp with my March Flats. Has Harbinger of the Seas been good for you, Mike? I'm very curious. I haven't got a chance to play with it yet, which is why I have it in here, but I'm still not convinced it's like the best thing right now. We'll bottom and top. Yeah, I like that approach. I'll definitely, I think, stick to that as well moving forward. I really, like I said, I've only had like, I think 3 leagues in the new format. This is my 4th, so still trying to figure out the best approaches. Yep, here we go. Run out the Frog. Run out the Frog, and I mean, I've got Force Pitch still available to me if I absolutely need it. Yeah, the basic swamp I'm thinking is going to be a little bit problematic. And I feel like it's one of those cards that you accidentally bring it into a matchup where it doesn't end up being that great. Although here, if they go for another non-basic, it's going to be pretty sweet. And looks like that's the case, so. Feeling pretty good about it here. What do they have? Excuse me. Pyretic Ritual. I'm pretty sure I'm just supposed to force this off of Drown in the Lock. And then try and ride a Harbinger. That might have been wrong, but Harbinger's just looking way too good right now. I guess I'll also fetch and shock here because I do want to be able to get a Death Shadow out, and this Dismember is going to be the only way to get there after. So, all right. Well, we'll attack first. And there's the Death Shadow, so that was Right to fetch and shock, I guess. Harbinger of the Seas. Go. Alright, opponent. How do you like those islands? Ruby Medallion. All yours. I 100% should have ditched that to the frog. 100%. Nazis. Great draw. I guess I'm supposed to probably take Manamorphose here so they don't just get double red. Is that what I'm supposed to do? Or do I take Wish? Again, I don't 100% know what their lists look like. I mean, obviously Ren's Resolve is good. I can deal with the Rao. I think I just take this Manamorphose. Do I take the Wish? Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to be in agreement with you there. Appreciate the reassurance. But no, man, I've been loving all your content. It's been awesome to be able to kind of live through someone else while I've not been able to really get any reps in. So really appreciate you pumping out all the content as you have been over the last couple of days. All right, well, this should be pretty locked up. Gonna be able to get a Death Shadow out. Oops, don't want to do that now. Preordain. I will definitely lead on that. No reason not to take a frog. Xavier, thank you. Appreciate you stopping by. And we'll probably get into the shop there next week. Okay, they find a basic mountain. All right, all right. Do they go for a Wish? Oh yeah, let's definitely get some kitchen table going. Love to see Zach swing some cards again. Ooh, and then they have a Manamorphose. All right. Counterspell. Okay, can I win here? So if I play Murktide Regent, I dismember the Murktide Regent. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's one away from dead. Am I doing the math right? So my shadow is a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. I am one away from lethal if I take that line. One away from lethal. All right, well, one away from lethal isn't good enough, so we're just gonna swing in and go for it next turn. Hopefully find interaction off of this Psychic Frog. I mean, they have to have drawn something phenomenal. Wish. What do you get? A land? Dismember Harbinger, you're dead? Oh no. You're not. I mean, you definitely are, but I appreciate the fight. Alright, thanks for that. Thanks for that. Well, that looked good again. I will say yeah, you gotta love an opponent just playing it out, you know? Showing you that they could have got you had things just gone a little bit differently. But yeah, no, I really like Murktide and Frog together on the battlefield are extremely potent. The question is, how often does that happen? Okay. This is no doubt a keep here. Multiple forms of interaction, counterspell turn 2, unfortunately on the draw, but certainly no issues with this. So what decks are on companions these days? Also, is this Yawgmoth? This has to be Yawgmoth, right? I don't know other decks that are doing this. So under the assumption that they could play a creature out here, I'm gonna hold up. Wow. Do I hold up Dismember? Yeah, there's no doubt it can be extremely underwhelming, but I think there are definitely areas where it shows the power of just the added value and intriguing enough lines that is something that I certainly want to lean into as much as I can until it's clear that it's not the right thing to do. And, you know, obviously what you've been doing with Tamiyo and flipping it as quickly as possible is certainly something that's also extremely exciting and interesting to watch, and certainly something I want to be testing. Sorry guys, I'm just figuring out if I want to be holding up Dismember and consider preordaining here, because I don't 100% know what I'm up against. But I think I do want to hold Dismember consider just to be safe. I think one less card to look at, but I'd rather have the interaction. Because like if this is like a Delighted Halfling or something, I get absolutely screwed by not having this interaction up. Stitcher Supplier. Okay. What the heck is this? Grist? Gravecrawler? Marionette Apprentice. Oh, is this that? Is it Recurring Nightmare? No. Well, whatever. Chthonian Nightmare deck? I think it probably is. I don't think I need another consider. Oh, okay. It's a combo deck with the Goblin Soul Trader thing. That makes sense. I'm gonna just hold up Counterspell for a Grist. Card is just devastating. Plus, I have the good fortune of having found another consider after not initially wanting one. Hit me for one. You got it. Rite of the Reliquary. That's 3 creatures in the graveyard. probably just don't want this resolving, because then they cast the Gravecrawler. Yeah. What's the worst that happens? That resolves, they cast a Gravecrawler, I get to dismember right and still have Counterspell up next turn. I mean, I guess they already have a zombie here, so they can just cast the Gravecrawler anyway. Yeah, let's just dismember. I'm going to be pretty sad if they have a way to get another creature in the graveyard here, but I'm not going to play around that. Not going to play around that. Okay. I think I'm okay to still just shock something in here and have Consider and Counterspell available to me. Although I probably should have just preordained instead. Kind of clicked a little fast. But if you want to just swing in for one, I'm happy to take one. Okay, Marionette Apprentice. I think I'm supposed to counterspell that. There's the Gravecrawler. Okay, great. Problem. Drown in the Lock. I'll take that. I think I want two. Yeah, I think I want two frogs. I'll Thoughtseize as well. If I have to shuffle it away, I'll shuffle it away. But yeah, a Curse Marauder. What the hell is this? Oh. Okay. All right. Well, I think we're gonna be taking this 6. But at this point, my life total is getting a little bit tricky. However, 2 Psychic Frogs won't actually be too terrible in the face of this. But, okay, Stitcher Supplier, and then I guess Marionette's Apprentice. Bloodghast. That's a problem. We will shuffle away the Psychic Frog, grab an island, counter that. Please counter. Also, how loud is the clicking? I'm really hoping it's not too bad. I really need to get a mouse that doesn't have a absurd... Oh, baby. What does this change? Okay, fantastic. Appreciate the assist on that. I mean, they're definitely going for that Accursed Marauder if I put out this Death Shadow, so then I have to cast Drown the Lock. Realistically, I'm casting this Drown the Lock regardless to protect a Psychic Frog. So... I think I'm actually... I'm tempted. They're going to swing for everything. I can block, pitch, dismember. I don't think dismember is going to be good enough. Considering I need double black and I'm going to need this Death Shadow. So, yeah, I think Psychic Frog is the call here. I think this dismember is going to the graveyard off of Psychic Frog. and we're going to play it out that way. This might end up being wrong, but again, I just, mostly for testing purposes, I want to see how much my willingness to throw away spells ends up being good for the card. Because realistically, like, Dismember's just not doing it. I mean, technically I could just block here, because they're just going to get this back. I take 3. That might actually be better. Yeah, I take 3. I'm good with that, actually. I'm good with that instead of pitching. As long as nothing crazy goes into their graveyard. Birthing Ritual. How does that work? Oh, yeah. Okay. Pretty good. They don't have that. Cursed Marauder. Go away. So now the question is, do I swing with Frog next turn? I guess it depends on what's going on here. Yeah, I guess they bring a Gravecrawler back. Can't really swing with the Frog now. Unless I draw something very, very good here. Alright, second Frog is pretty good, so gonna get in for 1, draw a card. I don't need that, so that'll be Frog fodder. And hopefully we can go off to the races here, but they do have a Bloodghast, so that's a bit of a problem. Yeah, I didn't give consideration to the Bloodghast. Damn it, I shouldn't have swung. Shouldn't have swung. That's my bad. Ah, crap. Crap. I cannot believe I just did that. This still kills me, right? Otherwise they don't take that line. Wait, does this kill me? No, this doesn't kill me. Why did they take that line? I was dead. Alright, and I go Chthonian Nightmare again. Arturo, I appreciate you trying to pump my numbers. Pump those numbers, my guy. Appreciate you. Got the Dimir Shadow Squad in here. Oh, no question. Being subbed is always appreciated, especially when it's the person who got you into the deck in the first place. So it's, like I said, I've said it multiple times at this point, but really appreciate just everything that you've done for the archetype and getting people on board. Happy to do my part to encourage others to get in. Okay, so my opponent decided they just didn't want to win the game there. I'm blown away by that decision. But okay, yeah, let's go for it. We will pitch this land. Sacrifice the Stitcher Supplier, and and they go for Apprentice Marionette. All right. So Fabricate 1. And they have Chthonian Nightmare in hand. So if I dismember the Apprentice, I think I just have to do that. Dismember the Apprentice. They're gonna just bring it back realistically with Chthonian Nightmare, which is kind of annoying. I think I'm supposed to double swing here. I am going to give this flying 1, 2, 3. Draw cards. I mean, I lose to a top deck. I'll take both. I lose to a top deck land here, but I mean, I think I just have to be aggressive. Or do I just lose to Chthonian Nightmare? I don't know. I don't know. Swing in for 1. Sacrifice the token, Chthonian Nightmare. To bring back Marionette Apprentice. I don't know what you're doing, opponent, but I'm not dead yet. We'll find out. Yep. So just do the same thing. So now I can bounce the Marionette Apprentice. You can sack here. Oh, you just do it again, sack, right? Sack, play Chthonian Nightmare. I'm assuming I'm dead, but I'm gonna let my opponent figure it out because they missed lethal last time, so. And I feel like they're struggling to get to lethal now, so. Unfortunately, we gotta sit through this, but I'm certainly not just gonna give them the free win. They are really trying to figure it out, though. Yep. I lose a life. Bring back another Marionette Apprentice. That's some serious grind. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. Not much I can do here. I think I'm just dead. I can bounce 1 Marionette Apprentice. They block though, and I'm dead. I fly over. Pitch. Not good enough. I mean, I'm gonna play it out. I'm gonna try, but I'm almost positive I'm dead here. Discard you. Discard you. Yeah, just a bit too late. All right, that sucks. Stone of Eric, thank you. Bowmasters is probably decent here. Just like ping stuff down while also putting stuff on the board. Harbingers of the Seas kind of seems like it's also decent here. I mean, a lot of what I've got going on seems good. 3 Brain Surge is excessive. I don't even think I care about Force of Negation. Dismember seems a bit excessive. At least as a 2 of. I mean, Stubborn Denial, they only really have, I think it's just Chthonian Nightmare. So that's not great. And then I can dump a frog. A second Dismember, I guess. And a Preordain. I'm not 100% convinced that was right, but I'm gonna run it. Two lands can go get swamp, so I can fetch a shock here, no problem. Doesn't really matter what I play out. Stitcher Supplier, that's fine. Gravecrawler in the graveyard, so given that, I do think I want to Bowmaster down this Stitcher Supplier to just make sure they're not recurring that. Unless I find something super relevant like a counterspell. Nah, I think I'm still supposed to just Bowmaster this down and make sure that I keep their board as clear as possible because they need to sacrifice stuff, so I'm gonna run it that way. Bloodghast, that's fine. Bloodghast cannot block. Go. Alright, so basic forest. Interesting that they chose to do it that way. I don't think I'm wasting a Fatal Push on this. I don't really care about 2. And 6, however, well, actually 6 I can just Fatal Push. Yep. 6 I can Fatal Push. I will. I mean, Harbinger of the Seas isn't going to end up, well, it still can do something here. I guess I'll get the swamp. I will ping down this Bloodghast so that at least it's not coming back and attacking me next turn. And also, is it a zombie? No. Swing for 4. And I think I'm supposed to lean into Murktide here. As much as Counterspell is obviously great, they really don't have much going on, and I need to just clock them. Birthing ritual. Luckily, I've got this Sink into Stupor. Marionette's Apprentice. It's a really annoying card. That is a really annoying card. I think I'm fine to Thoughtseize. That shouldn't be a problem. Okay. You got it. Swing for 7. They are dead next turn, unless they can figure out how to do something pretty incredible. A Rite of the Reliquary. In 2 lands. Counterspell. Yeah, so they're super dead. Unless they find something ridiculous off of this Birthing Ritual. Excuse me. Yep, 2 damage. That's fine. I don't know what they could find here. Something to gain life is the only thing, I think. Oh, right. Yeah, the combo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is all they can hit me for. So I think they're still just dead. Yep. Doesn't matter how I do it. If I just ping that down, they block, block. Right? I'm not missing anything. Yeah. I'm just gonna sink. Sink this. Tag with everything. Oh no, they're at 1. Shit. Right. Damn it. Oh my god. What am I doing? Oh my god, I can't believe I just messed that up that bad. Wow. Oh, I was supposed to Bowmaster down that token. Holy shit. Holy shit, I can't believe I just did that. I don't know why I counted to 7 there, no matter how they blocked. Oh. Fuck me. That was cool. Wow. Or wait, no, they have to pay a life to do this? Oh, thank God. Thank the Lord. Do you have like a fatal push for your own creature? No, you just have death. Okay. Well, almost full punted that. That was my bad. Turns out it was still fine. Maybe Toxic Deluge over 1 sync is good? Or no. Harbinger doesn't look that great against them. We'll do a 1-1. We'll do a 1-1. Okay. I'll keep this. It's got some interaction. It's got Deluge. It's got ways to draw into a lot of good cards. Once we get there, it's grindy enough matchup. I don't think they play Bowmaster. Could be wrong on that. Marionette's Apprentice going to the graveyard. Going to the graveyard. Play out the island. Don't want to get too carried away with my life total. I've got Deluge to get this shadow out when I need it. That's fine. Consider. Don't think I need another drown. No, I don't think I need another drown. Stone I will take. Stone plus counterspell. Well, I'm very glad I put this Drown the Lock into the graveyard. That gives me exactly what I need to confidently play out this Stone of Eric. And then hold up counterspell. Stitcher Supplier. That's fine. Got the Deluge. I don't want to be getting got by like, okay, yeah. Birthing Ritual, I will be drowning that. They've got 2 forests. I'll just grab the swamp. Drown that down. Deluge for next turn. And then kind of force them to have to reset. Stone of Eric also doing a nice job of making sure that Stitcher Supplier doesn't activate again. Yep, that's cool. A second birthing ritual. Alright, guess I don't need the deluge. Are you gonna sack this? I'm gonna be playing out the Death Shadow hold up counterspell realistically. Unless something crazy comes into my hand here on my draw. No, no sack. Thoughtseize. I don't think that changed anything. I want a Death Shadow. Allows me to start just swinging, getting aggressive. Marionette's Apprentice. That I cannot allow to resolve. Swing for 3. You got it. Surprisingly aggressive. Oh, they just get a Marionette's Apprentice. All right. All right. So, Deluge. Definitely Deluge. Or Thoughtseize Shadow. No, I think I have to go Deluge. For 2. Swing for 5. Go ahead, opponent. Grist. Another Born Soul Trader, alright. And a creature to follow that up. Oh, Dryad Arbor. Okay. Another Marionette's Apprentice, probably. Because that's clearly been very good against me. A whiff, okay. So, Thoughtseize. Bloodghast, sure. Thoughtseize, swing for 9. Play out Death Shadow and have Stone of Eric activation available. Oh. Stone of Eric activation is 2. Well, doesn't change much, really. Get a flyer in there. Gravecrawler. Yep. Alright, opponent. What can you find? Nothing. Alright. 2-1. I do have to call it here. I got to get to dinner. But appreciate you guys hanging out. Those of you that's been here the whole match or whole league thus far. I will hopefully be able to throw both of this one and then the next time I jump on into one video, so it's all cohesive. But so far so good. I mean, 2-1, 2-1. The 1-2 was to Dredge, which is just a crap matchup to begin with if you're not prepared for it. So we'll take it for how it is. I've liked the list so far, but definitely a lot more testing to go. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, and we will catch you guys probably sometime next week, because I've got a lot going on over the coming days. Have a good night or day or whatever it is wherever you are, and catch you guys next time.